Hi there, Peter Temis, founder and president of the Institute for Innovation in Large Organizations, the ILO Institute. I want to talk for a minute today about leadership style, and in particular about a conversation I had with my son, about 10 years ago. My son was 12, 13 at the time, brilliant young guy, brilliant, kind, and yet like a 12 or 13-year-old young man, not always kind enough. And I made things worse because he was going to a school that I was helping to run. I had hired someone who had been a student of mine, brilliant guy, tough, genius, and he himself, as a young man in his 20s, was perhaps not as kind as he needed to be. He cared about being right. My son, under his wing, adopted that kind of aggressive adherence to what he thought was the truth. And I, of course, was no winner of the kindness contest in my home, unfortunately. My poor wife had to deal with me, a mixed bag, my former student, aggressive, charming, and now our son, who is being unintentionally tutored by both of us to adhere to right and wrong, damn the torpedoes, and if I make everybody else unhappy in my pursuit of truth, well, that might well be the path for me. So here he is doing that, making our household kind of edgy for folks who weren't always searching relentlessly for the truth. And the conversation I had with him to try to get him to soften up a little bit at the time was about two people whom he respected, Steve Jobs and Barack Obama. And basically I just said to him, look, two extraordinary, brilliant men, both having perhaps civilizational impact on the world, right? Jobs through the revolution in technology and design and human behavior that Apple helped to spearhead. Barack Obama doing things that I think were quite good and important. The first African-American president of the United States. What a statement given our centuries of human slavery. Powerful people. I admired them both, but what I said to my son was, look at how these people have relationships. Look at how they speak when they walk into a room. Let's assume they're both the smartest guy in the room all the time, likely true. Jobs walks in and tells people, you're an idiot, I'm the smartest guy in the world, I know better, I'm not impressed. Maybe you can impress me. The great things I can see don't have to come from my brain, maybe they'll come from your brain, but if not, get out of here. And then here comes Barack Obama. And I asked him to watch him when he gave speeches, how sometimes you could see he had those pauses because his first gut instinct as the young professor of constitutional law he was to say something a little Jobs-like, but he wouldn't because he was a political leader, he was a statesman. He had to bring people in. He had to be kind. I like to think he had that kindness in his heart, but you could also see he worked on it. And what happened? Jobs was an extraordinary man and lonely and unhappy in a lot of his personal relationships. Obama, known for so many things, is known for being a man who loved his family and who had friends whom he brought close. And that helped him, that spirit helped him do more good work in the world. And, we get to watch now Barack Obama, as the former president, do a lot of really powerful things. And if you see him in the media now, man, he looks happier than he ever has been. Jobs died early. And he was diagnosed with a kind of cancer that was eminently treatable, and he did not take the early treatments that almost certainly would have cured him. Instead, he said, look, I know better. I have some ideas about food that will cure this cancer because I, Steve Jobs, am the man who gave you Apple. I'm the man who really made the personal computer revolution human, humane, and beautiful. So I'm going to do it my way. And he died. And he died, you can even say, because of his attitude as much as because of his cancer. And he gave a lot to the world, less to the people who cared most about him than he could have. And those were the lessons I hope my son would take away. And now, 10 years later, he is the kind and sweet, brilliant young man who I think is a leader and will be a leader. I think these are lessons we can take to our organizations. I think when we lead, being right is important, and being kind in proportion, even more important. It is very important, not only for the sake of being able to have stronger and more effective teams and a culture that orients more toward decency and goodness and is aware of the moral quality and the community nature of what our large organizations can accomplish, but also because we as individuals live better lives as leaders. You know, we often talk about education at the Institute. John Dewey, great philosopher of education, said, "School is not preparation for life. School is life itself. Therefore, it should be democratic. It should have those characteristics of the good society. Our businesses exist not only to accomplish great things, but also as the life we live. And so to orient them toward decency and kindness has a second value. We will accomplish more, I'm certain of it, but we will also live day to day a better life. And that has to be part of the charter, I think, of every large organization. So I hope you'll be able to be part of this conversation as we go forward, and the conversations that matter the most to you as a leader in a large organization. The Institute for Innovation in Large Organizations is, we strongly believe, the strongest community of innovation leaders in the world, and you might want to be part of it. I hope you'll be able to participate. Thank you.